Shalom, shalom. This is Mark Mayasha Allah Ben Aparium. This is Mark son of Israel son of Ephraim. Before I get started, I'd like to give all praise and honors and my power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Ba'ashem Rokakadash. Shalom to the Akamagwaf and the buying that students this video. That's peace to the brothers, sisters, and children tuning to this video. I'm gonna do a quick hitter, Not really a one hitter, a quick hitter. It's really discusses this one thing, Jacob's trouble and men being putting back in the rightful spot, right? Because y'all know the precept. Matter of fact, let's bring that up. So I had that in there. Let's just start with this. Especially seeing a lot of different discourse on the internet, how it's ridiculous. It's a lot of discourse talking about men and women and all that stuff. If you guys ever had a chance to read the Willie Lynch letter, Making a Slave, is this Edomite essentially talks about how he could make better slaves and make them slaves for eternity. And one of the things with men against women, old against, obviously it's like, which is a part of the curses and all that stuff. But this rhetoric is we going around like it's something new, and it's something that's very prevalent, especially in I guess my age range, my generation, which is that is bugged out, right? But let's talk about it. It's coming to time the Lord's going to put back everything back in order, right? The book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 23, and it reads, "For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body," right? So as men, you're supposed to lead your wife, right? You're supposed to be head, supposed to be the head, right? Now, the one precept. I'm trying to think about what book and chapter that is, but essentially it says it's a new thing in the earth where the woman has surpassed the man, surpassed the man, right? So, a lot of men don't lead as men, right? Like they're not the masculine one in the relationship, or they're not doing their due diligence as a man. Now the woman is past that, and they're taking on masculine traits, and they're not doing their due diligence as a woman, right? Because it says she was made as a helpmate, taken from the rib to be something to lean on for a man, right? It's supposed to be a blessing, right? Where a man and a woman can can't think of the word, slack it. Damn. That's not been important to bring out slack it. Alright, let's go to the book of, let's go here. Let's go, there we go. Matter of fact, we're just going to bring it all up. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. "But I will have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach," right? The Mashiach said all of us, right? Man, woman, right? The head of the woman is the man, right? And the head of the Hamashiach is the power of Yahweh, right? So you'll see that again being doubled down and bringing out exactly what we just said, right? That's the order. That's the order that the Lord Yahweh Shah intended. Now again, obviously now we're at a point where like everything's been flipped, right? But soon to come, everything's gonna be put back in its rightful order as the Lord had it intended to be, right? The book of Isaiah chapter 13 verse 12. "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than golden wedge of Ophir," right? So men are gonna be, brought back to what we used to be, right? We're going to be made, great. Again, we're supposed to be men of the Lord, and that's what makes a man. That's what makes a man a great man, is being a man of the Lord, right? But that's what that's going to be, right? You're going to make us. You're going to make. Sorry. You're going to make men of the Lord more precious than fine gold, right? And I know it's a lot of things like nowadays they have this rhetoric saying, "Oh, men think they're the prize." No, if you're a man of the Lord, you're a prize, man. You feel me? Because you're led by the Lord, and that's going to lead you guys into having a fighting chance in this situation, right? "Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Ha'adon Yahweh of hosts, and the day of their fierce anger." So when this Jacob's trouble really hit the peak, right? When there's a lot of chaos out here, that's when this is going to happen, because that's when the people I say it's a patriarchy. I mean, for rich white men, cool, they got it, right? But it's really a matching mark. I'm not saying it right. It's like having a man just working a lot. I believe it's matching mark. It's with matriarchy. These women, like, they are celebrated for being a hoe, or we had Amber Walk, Thought Walk, not the dance, not the dance, the actual like it was like a parade for being a hoe walk, or whatever it's called. You know, you got the all the systems that help them out, like have a kid, and get paid, all this other stuff. So it's like, now I ain't gonna talk about like, I'm talking about like the Section 8 and all that stuff. And all, like, as that's what that is, right? So it's to put the woman above the man, right? They got, they get by the way with beauty and all that stuff. When Jacob's trouble really hit, they can't do that no more. It's going to be out the window, and that's why it's all going to go back to what it used to be, right? That's why it says when the heavens are shaken, the earth will move out of the place. That's when men are going to be made, more precious than fine gold. So all the woman going to want a man of the Lord. That's what they're going to want. That's when they're going to want it. Because the precept says, in the day of their power, they will be willing, right? And it shall be as the chase of roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and fleece every one into their own land. It's gonna be a wicked time, right? It's gonna be a hard time. It's gonna be a bad time. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 6. Actually now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and our faces turn to paleness. At last, as the day is great, so none is like it. It is even time of Jacob's trouble, and shall be saved out of it. That's when Jacob's trouble happened. That's when again, all those things that will be set up in place is going to be all for naught, and that a man of the Lord is going to be what's wanted the most. This book, Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Again, that's when everything is going to go hit the fan. And now men are made, the man, especially the men of the Lord, they're going to be put in a high stature. And men are going to be what they're supposed to be, what we're intended to be, right? So it's a quick hitter. We just talk about what's to come, especially with all this different rhetoric that be going on the internet. I don't want this out. It was edifying, and then we give you some peace. We gotta give our praises and honors to my power Yahweh, by Shem Yahshua, by Shem Rakakadash. Shalom to Akim, my wife, and the body that tuned into this video. That is peace to the brothers, sisters, and children that's tuned into this video. Shalom.